So okay, I wanted to start off with the thing I hated the most about this figure, because it's going to play into the review. I'm going to say the good things afterwards, don't worry. I'm not saying I hate this figure, because I don't. I really like it. But the biggest problem for me is the posability. It's not what I expected, and they probably could have fixed a lot of it, probably. So the no waist swivel I can handle. That's gonna happen with this design because of how weird it looks. No bicep swivel, on the other hand, I cannot stand. The arms have below the elbow swivel, and yeah, the way the forearms transform, it is hard to put one in, but right below the shoulder and above the start of the hinge thing for transformation, there's a spot. They could have squeezed a small one in there to give him a bicep swivel, or they could have slightly extended the bicep and then slightly shortened the forearm by a couple millimeters, and that would have probably solved the problem either. I would have liked a bicep swivel, if I'm being completely honest. It would have made posing this guy a lot more dynamic. The butterfly joints are there, but they bend the wrong way in my opinion. They should have bended inwards, like they do a lot in the film, because you always see him doing that iconic rubbing his hands together scheming pose, and you can't do that with this figure because of the lack of bicep swivel, and the butterfly joints don't bend inward. Bending out is fine, and I like that they can do that because he does do that a lot in the film too, but I wish if they'd prioritized bending the shoulders forward, not backwards. And the legs. They have a crap ton of joints, but they cannot hold the figure up properly when posing him because of his small ass feet. And the fact that he's always leaning in one direction because of the amount of weight that's up top and like the lack of weight at the bottom of the figure. He does have die-cast feet, but that doesn't help quite as much as you would hope. Now with all that out of the way, I really like this figure. I know I just ranted about the posing, but it still looks very nice and super accurate to the film. This design of Starscream is definitely not everyone's favorite. It shares only one thing with the original source material, and that is the cockpit in the chest. Everything else is vastly different from the original design, and to be honest, I'm one of the few people who actually really likes movie Starscream's design. The sculpting is on point like the rest of the MPM figures. While there isn't much paint on this design to start with, what is there helps make this thing look a lot better than what you'd expect it to. This will probably get a tattooed release once they start doing Revenge of the Fallen MPM figures, and if that happens, I'm selling this and buying the tattooed version because I prefer that. He does have, like I said, some die-cast in the feet, but that doesn't really help with the weight much. He does have die-cast in the shoulders too, which I kind of wish he didn't have because that would make the top less heavy and he'd stand up a little bit better. But, I mean, die-cast is there, so that's nice. Like Ratchet and Ironhide, I just cannot stop looking at this guy, and people who read the prequel comics will get this reference right here on screen, but I really like how this looks. This looks really cool. Transformation, which I forgot to hit record at the start of, so I'm not redoing it. You're getting halfway through. It's such a pain in the ass. But it is what we have come to expect from MPM figures. It's ass. It's terrible. It's simple, and everything has a specific place to go, but it is a floppy mess, and when you're trying to get him into jet mode, everything just like flops around and gets in your way. It's not like Bold Form's Gladius. If y'all have seen Jobby the Hong's review on that, you know that. It's not that, but it's close. Jet mode is super nice though. I'll get to the kibble in a bit, but the F-22 Raptor looks absolutely fantastic. I have no major complaints with the jet mode here. It looks really good. The only small nitpick that I have are the patterns on the wings. I just think they look a little too clean and funky to me. But then again, like I said, I prefer the tattooed version of this design, so there is that. Now the kibble. It's there, and there's really no getting around that. Every movie Starscream toy has had kibble. The original Voyager, Revenge of the Fallen Voyager, Dark of the Moon Deluxe, Studio Series, Hunt for the Decepticons, Leader. They've all had kibble, and just due to the nature of the design and how difficult it is to make this fully transformable for this price, I can excuse the jet kibble. If it was like $300 plus, then I'd say, yeah, there shouldn't be this much undercarriage on the jet. But as it stands right now, I'm completely okay with the legs just being at the bottom. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Weapons are sick. I like the variety of stuff that he comes with, and they look great in hand on the figures. Overall, I'm mixed on this guy. I like everything about it except for the posing, and that's a huge drawback for me, as I love posing my figures and taking pictures of them and all that sort of stuff. If you follow me on Twitter, which you should do by the way, links in the description, you'll see a lot of those photos. And you just can't really do posing effectively with this figure without a stand and stuff, because he'll just fall over. Balancing is off, the arm posing sucks, but as a display piece, it does a very nice job. I guess if you wanted a Starscream that's just for posing, you would probably get the 3.0/3A figure they made a while back, because that thing is the posing god. That's all it's made for. This one though, I wouldn't say it's worth the full price. I mean, no MPM figure really is worth its full price except for maybe the Bumblebee. But if you can get this guy on sale like I did, then I would say grab one. He's way too expensive for what you're getting at $200 something here in this country full price, or for some reason it's over $300 on ages 3 and up, but that's just ridiculous. But if you can get him for like $150 or less, I'd say he's worth the pickup. That's been my look at Movie Masterpiece Starscream. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, linked below. Patreon with that exclusive Snapdragon video are linked below as well. And join the Discord if you want. That's also in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.